Fighting out of the red corner, fighting Phil Quinlan.
We have seen Fightin' Phil Quinlan before, and that's because he's as active of a fighter as you are going to see over the last 15 months. 5 fights in the book for Phil Quinlan, who always comes in draped in the Irish flag. As right now, Quinlan going, this is actually his 5th fight in 15 months, and going for a title at 170 pounds for the Chosen Few Fighting Championships. And Quinlan has looked pretty damn good, a record of 3-1, and really is one of those fighters with that wrestling background and an aggressive type style that you don't like to fight against if you're in the cage against him.
For sure, and you know, he comes from a great gym in Intercept MMA. They got, you know, Pierre Walters down there, Alyssa Linduska, very, very talented gym. Like you said before, Phil is he's been very impressive in a young amateur career, 3-1, chasing his first title shot here at Chosen Few. But he's going up against a guy that is a staple here at the Winona Terrace in Sal Schiro, and a guy that is very ready for this fight.
Yeah, we said that Quinlan is a familiar face. There are very few more familiar faces than the Schiros, and Sal Schiro is making a name for himself such that he has earned himself a title shot. A record of 4-3 for the Sicilian Zombie, one of my favorite nicknames. As there you see his brother Dante there. And talk about a grappling slash wrestling background. The Schiro brothers and that family have the family credentials of wrestlers in spades, don't they?
Yeah, you know, the Schiro family name is synonymous with wrestling. You know, they have been a family that's been competing in mixed martial arts here in the Madison area for a very long time.
Not sure what is going on behind us, with someone jumping around behind us here, and I think he's supposed to be in the corner of Quinlan, if that's right, maybe or maybe not. I don't understand. Oh, I think they're talking to a fan that might have been a little bit overzealous or something like that. So one thing that they've been trying to do, security right behind us, we're cage side, and then there should be a clear path behind us all the way around the cage.
For sure.
And it allows corner guys to get through, it allows judges and everybody who's working the fight to get through. And I think we had a fan who was blocking it and might not have known, but it caused a bit of commotion. As we go to the tail of the tape, both guys at 5'10", 170 pounds, and there's the belt then as well being proudly displayed by our cage girls.
You know, that is a belt that Sal Schiro has been chasing and wanting for a very long time. It means a lot for him to get. You know, I know his brother Dante held the title, so it's something that he wants to bring back to the Schiro household. On the south side of Madison, you gotta love it.
Representing Intercept MMA, fighting Phil Quinlan. And his opponent standing across the cage, fighting out of the blue corner. Also weighed in at 170 pounds, holding a record of 4 victories against 3 defeats. Fighting out of Madison, Wisconsin, representing Chosen Few, Sal the Sicilian Zombie Schiro.
Got his brother Dante Schiro in his corner along with Damian Decora. A big moment here for Sal Schiro. Again, representing his family and that family legacy here at Chosen Few Fighting Championships, number 21.
I'm interested to see how this fight plays out. You know, one thing I know about Sal Schiro is he's not taken the easy route. Every one of the guys he's fought leading up to this fight has been one of the top prospects at 170. in the state of Wisconsin. So he's fought some really tough competition.
Yeah, you look at his record, you say 4-3, and maybe that's not worthy of a title shot. But like you said, he hasn't ducked anybody. He's gone after the toughest competition that he could possibly find.
He's been through the ringer. Very deserving of the title shot in my eyes, and a guy that I think he's going to get it done tonight.
Both guys with a similar wrestling background. Sometimes when they're both wrestlers, you'll see guys really strike for a while. It can be interesting how that works out, or two strikers can end up being two grapplers in a fight, but they both came out striking, and now a little bit of clenching and trying to gain position here against the side of the cage.
Absolutely. Sal doing a good job of digging for that underhook on the right side. Quinlan, good head position.
So Schiro again coming to the record 4-3. You can see too, sometimes on camera, you see Schiro kind of peeking upward. So there's two large screens on either end of the arena here, and you can see yourself. And if you sneak a quick peek, sometimes fighters can gain an advantage seeing the position of their opponent from behind.
Absolutely, you know that, and seeing if they lose track of how deep are we into this round, they can see the time. Sal in right now deep on a takedown attempt.
So good awareness by
Great
fighters.
Great takedown defense from Quinlan right now.
Yeah, that end up using that. Quinlan doesn't want to go down, but he had no choice right there. Schiro gets a takedown, although Quinlan very quickly back up on his feet. Both of these guys good wrestlers, but it's hard to have more of a wrestling pedigree than Sal Schiro has and his whole family at Madison La Follette High School. I mean, they are synonymous with wrestling in the city of Madison.
Absolutely. And I know he's excited to have his brother back in town. You know, Dante's out living in Colorado, training with, Team Elevation, now with Curtis Blades and Neil Magny, and having some successes for himself. And I know Sal appreciates him coming back, and this is a big moment for him, and something that he'd like to share with his brother.
Absolutely. And Dante, in fact, taking a look at his brother in the cage and also shouting out some advice for him right now, as both he and Damian Decora have some words of advice for Schiro, who's backing up right into his corner here in the final 30 seconds of round number one.
Absolutely.
Schiro now putting Quinlan up against the cage in his corner, telling him to get off the cage, which he promptly does. A little tension here, a bit of feeling out, but also some good action in round number one. Both fighters looking to finish this round off and gain some favor with the judges, as a close round in round number one, our first of 3 straight title fights here on TVW. Action from round number one, as you see a quick takedown there by Schiro, but also Quinlan doing a good job to get back up on his feet quickly as well.
Yeah, did a good job of getting right back up. They played a little bit of a chess against the fence, but if I'm a judge in that, I got to give that round to Sal Schiro.
Yeah, it was a tight one, and I think I do agree with you as well. Boy, saw one of the cage or round card ladies passing through. Good job by them tonight. Normally it's very warm in here. It's cold in here tonight.
Yeah.
And they are basically scantily clad in bikinis, if you will. And so I was talking with them during the intermission, and both of them saying it's really cold. And it's freezing in here tonight. I thought that they had goosebumps just standing next to me and talking to me, but that wasn't the case.
Quinlan opens up with a nice left hook and stuffs the takedown attempt.
Round two here again. 3 rounds scheduled, all 3 minutes for the amateur title at 170 pounds between Schiro and Quinlan. A couple of guys that have earned this shot right here in this arena. Again, Schiro, another takedown of Quinlan.
Quinlan's done a good job of popping right back up. We see if we can continue to do this.
You know, Quinlan does have a wrestling background as well, but it seems like he doesn't want to wrestle with Schiro.
Yeah, you know, it could be something that they just feel it's a wash, and they feel like he might have the advantage on the feet. Right now, it's 50-50 on the feet, and Schiro's getting a slight edge in the wrestling early on.
Absolutely. Quinlan pushing now Schiro up against the cage right in front of Quinlan's corner, as this crowd looking to make some noise, really wanting to get into this, as Schiro now with yet another takedown and some trouble here for Quinlan, but he quickly gets out of it.
Yeah, Quinlan gets a takedown here. He's working from inside the guard. Sal's got to try and get back to his feet here. Maybe get to the cage, do some wall walking.
Both guys looking for hand position, as well as Quinlan looking to get those hands free. Maybe a couple of hammer blows here on Schiro. And Schiro, like you said, wanting to get out of this right now, although I don't think there's any panic for Sal in any kind of wrestling situation.
No, he's looking to set something up here. He's looking to get a little active off of his back. He's trying to isolate that arm, looking for maybe a triangle here. Quinlan doing a good job of putting the head up against the fence, limiting some of that mobility of Schiro.
Quinlan now trying to gain an advantage with under a minute left for round number 2, as Schiro pushing him away with that left hand, also trying to get his feet free. Just can't do it. Quinlan has been able to stay on top for quite a while now here in this round.
Yes, Quinlan's winning this round right now for sure. Sal has looked to try to throw up a triangle. Quinlan stuffed it both times before it could really get going. But the takedown and the fact that there again looks for the triangle.
Not too much in the way of damage coming down from the hands of Quinlan, so Schiro's been able to stave that off, and then gets a couple lefts in of his own, and a good job by Schiro to get some shots in.
Scoring from the bottom.
Yeah, right at the
end. A little stare down there at the end there.
Yeah. Quinlan came out of that kind of chippy, and that's all right. It's what you want to see when two guys are fighting for the strap. So 2 rounds in the book, the third and deciding round up next on TVW. Taking a look at second round action, there was another takedown there by Schiro, but then Schiro did end up spending a lot of his time in that second round on his back, and that was probably right there, that flurry at the end, that was as good as he looked on his back the entire time.
Yeah, those hammerfists were landing from the bottom there. I got this around a piece heading into the final round. What about you, Rich?
Absolutely, I think you're correct on that. It has been tight both ways, so I think both guys would love a finish and not leave it up to the judges. Again, I've seen a couple scores tonight that have been a little bit like, wonder where that came from.
Quinlan came down, he got a quick jump there and he crossed the cage.
That Quinlan coming out quickly, no
nice
time
knee
for
to the
touch and
body
glove.
right there from Schiro.
Both guys doing some striking. Now it's Quinlan looking for a takedown, and he's going to get it. Quinlan looking to take control early on here in round number 3.
On the left arm there.
And not sure if he quite has it in, maybe. Schiro again looking for that finish, and no, Quinlan able to fight out of it a bit. He got that left arm out, and now it is Quinlan that is in control once again.
Quinlan riding out the half guard. Sal looking for a butterfly guard here, and he's got to get his back against the wall. There we go, and get back to his feet. Good job done by Schiro right there.
Good call. Schiro does get to his feet. Maybe a position there where Quinlan can use that stomp. Doesn't use it. Schiro instead trying to work his way out here as they do some, what did you call it? Wall walking?
Wall walking.
Love that term.
Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz back in the day. Nice knee from Schiro. Quinlan just with some real strong pressure against the fence.
Couple of good knees from Schiro. Now it's Schiro pushing Quinlan up against the fence here inside of 90 seconds.
Big deep breath from Quinlan right there, and Quinlan's looking to wall walk on his own. Sal's got to scoot his butt off the fence, and there we go.
Both corners doing their best to try and yell out instructions and encouragement for their fighters, because they are both now just 60 seconds away from a title in what has been a pretty even fight.
This is a very even fight, very hard round to call right now.
Quinlan trying to use that knee on the back of the thigh of Schiro.
Schiro, I'd like to see him say, let his hands go. Any fighter can win this right now. Who can win this last 30 seconds?
Maybe a final takedown, maybe a final flurry, something that has to come in to win this round in what has been a pretty even round between Quinlan and Schiro, and at a round apiece. Man, oh man, this is almost draw territory.
Yeah, you know, it's really, really close. You got 15 seconds for somebody to do something here.
Two evenly matched fighters as final 10. Quinlan with a right hand landed to the jaw of Schiro, and then a spin kick.
Schiro tries to throw a spinning kick, and
that'll do it. All right, so it is going to be left up to the judges here. Who is going to win the title? We will find out when we come back to the Chosen Few Fighting Championships 21 from Monona Terrace on TVW. Taking a look at some of the story from the third round, a Quinlan takedown right there as you get another shot of what that looked like for Quinlan. And then right at the end, Schiro trying that spin kick instead turned into a Quinlan takedown. We'll see if that is the deciding factor in what was a really close fight, Peter.
Yeah, like first round Schiro, second round Quinlan, the third round flip a coin.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really, really close.
Coin toss indeed, as the belt making its way up to the steps of the cage as well. Still some discussion about the final decision here. I mean, it is razor thin and close as Joshua Sterry comes into the cage and has that belt and ready to give it over to our brand new champion. Take a look at that. That thing's cool.
Absolutely.
See who gets to put their name on it, Schiro or Quinlan. And again, a long delay here as far as the decision from the judges. Not sure what the holdup is.
It's going to be a split, no doubt. No doubt in my mind it's going to be a split decision.
Probably. Here comes Ken Bostetter. He's the only one in that cage right now that knows the decision. Although usually you tell the referee and maybe the promoter as well, and we'll see what this final tally is going to bring us.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for these two fighters. After 3 championship rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Judge Sabeda scores this contest 30-27, Quinlan. Judge Struck scores this contest 29-28, Schiro. And Judge Rogers scores this contest 29-28 for the fighter fighting out of the red corner, fighting Phil Quinlan.
Quinlan wins a split decision. It was 2 rounds to 1 on 2 different judges' cards. Judge Sabedas had it a clean sweep for Quinlan. Kind of surprised for that. I could definitely see him taking 2 rounds, but thought that middle round belonged to Schiro. As it stands, the Sicilian Zombie will walk away without the strap. It is Quinlan who is your new champion. Let's hear from Fightin' Phil.
All right, I'm here with your winner, Phil Quinlan. Phil, you look so relaxed all through that fight. How was the training camp coming up to it?
It was great. Like, it was nice fighting at 170 for once. You know, I could eat proper and not have to worry about weight and just focus on this camp was more mental than anything. I really had to find myself and understand the different emotions that go into a fight and things like that. As soon as that first round started, I'm like, wow, this is what it feels like to really be a real fighter, because you got to be relaxed in here. You got to be like water, and I was tonight. I'm happy with that.
Well, it was a back and forth fight. It was a very good fight. You guys put on a pretty good grappling display.
Yeah, man, Sal's a great grappler. I've seen a couple of his fights. He's tough. He's a Sicilian Zombie for a reason. He's going to keep coming forward and keep trying. So I just had to keep working that body and stay on him and try and match that pace.
Were you surprised with the split decision, or didn't that surprise you much?
I was a little surprised by it, but I knew some of those exchanges were really close and things like that. And we both needed to do a little, well, I at least needed to do a little bit more on some of those exchanges and things like that. So next time I have to work on that, make sure I'm much more active so it's not a close decision.
All right, well, it was a pleasure to watch your fight. I look forward to seeing you again. Your new 170-pound champ. Phil Quinlan.
Tell you what, before we go away to break, Peter, that decision surprise you?
You know, it didn't surprise me because I could have gone either way. I was a little surprised at the 30-27 scorecard, but I mean, listen, judges have hard jobs too, and you know, obviously they saw something that I didn't. But 29-28, I wouldn't have been mad if either one of them got their hand raised.
All right, are you ready
Yep,
for
I think
another
you're right on.
title fight?
With that as well. So quick break. We're coming back with our second title fight right after this.